Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am Viraj and today we guys are going to discuss logging in Python. So logging is one of the module available in a Python which help us to track activity or log the events when the program is executing. We can store this information into a file or even we can redirect this information on the fly using a logger handler. We have a question, should we use a print statement instead? We cannot rely on a print statement because it will dump the output on a console. The print statement is meant for a small scale or while learning the programming language. We should not use a print statement when we are writing a production code. Reason is, if the application crashes, how we are going to debug it? And this is a typical scenario in a company, the application crashes multiple times. As a developer, we need to go to the code and we need to go to the files where we can check why and when the application crashes, what is the behavior and what is the expected behavior, and then we need to give the fix on top of it. And that's why we use a logger. So logger will give a good and reasonable idea why the application is crashing. So on top of a print statement, we should use a logger rather than the print statement. There are logger level. So NOTSET is denoted as a 0, debug 10, info 20, warning 30, error 40 and critical is a 50. Depending on a scenario to scenario, we can choose the logger or logging level. We can use all of them or we can use a few of them, depend on a program. We can see one of the simplest example. Import logging is a module, logging.info application started, logging.warning found issue in an application. As soon as we run these 3 lines, it will dump warning root found issue in an application. Why it is not printing the application started? Reason is really simple. By default, logging level is set as a warning. So what is a warning? Warning is having a 30 as a numerical value. So it will take all the logging level from 30 and above. So 30, 40 and 50. It will not going to take a logging level 20, 10 or 0. That's why info is not printed. Even we can configure this logging level to 0, 10, 20, 30, 40 or 50. So that configuration and few more examples we can see in a practical session. We need to use or import a module called logging and logging.basic configuration, file name equal to app.log, file mode will be the W and level will be logging.info. So we want all the logs from a logging level info and onwards. Then we need to create a logger object from a logging. Get logger and lastly we can logger.set level logging.info. This is the configuration that we have to do to store the log into the file or redirect all the logs into the particular file. As soon as we run this, we can see that one file is get created app.log. We can open this file. This file is empty right now, but as soon as we do logger.info app started. So the log will get written in this particular file. We cannot see the log on a console. The reason is we are redirecting all the log information into the app.log file. Even what we can do, logger.debug message. This particular message or this particular log is not going to get stored into the file because the level is info. The level we have stored, it is info. But as soon as we do something like logger.warning found. So we can see this. Even we can introduce so many things in a log like a date timestamp, then formatting and so on. There are so many things that we can add in this particular logging mechanism, but for this video, this is sufficient and this is how we can achieve the logging in Python.